Good morning, afternoon, evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan. Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know it's a late upload. I'm sorry. I actually was out socializing last night. Me and my girlfriend had a lovely triple date at Across the Board where you get to play board games there. Bit pricey, but nice. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning into the late upload. Let's get right into it. Jets lose 4-3 in overtime to the Edmonton Oilers. And if only Zach Hyman came from a lower income family, that goal would have been a lot nicer, right? Right? Such a weird comment. Anyway, yeah, you know what? I don't know what best, let's look at the Jets situation as a whole and what it is. Now, I don't want to, it's a 4-game losing streak. That being said, these 4 games is failing upward. It's failing upward. Other than the New Jersey game where you obviously have to say that the Islanders game is worse than the New Jersey game, the Winnipeg Jets are failing upwards. Islanders game reeked. They only played for 1 period. Washington game, they probably deserve to win that game 9 times out of 10, but they don't. And then the Edmonton game, where they showed an immense pushback in the 3rd period, easily could have been a 0-point night, lest we forget. But they just fall short in overtime. And not only that, but this team needs to figure out how to score a late power play goal. I'm sorry, but how many times have we sat there and they just could not put it away, and then it forces the game to go to overtime, and then they lose in overtime? Too many times. Oh, brother. Neil Pionk. Sit Neil Pionk. There are a couple things we need to do. Sit Neil Pionk and separate Scheifele and Connor. Connor and Scheifele cannot be out together. Run 2 dynamic offensive lines. Stop thinking everything has to go through 81 and 55. We've been screaming at you, it feels like, for 5 years. Just split them up and let them both cook on their own independent line. It's just frustrating. It's giving me a goddamn headache yelling about this. I don't have a lot of notes on this game. I really don't. I thought Hellebuck was great. The goals against, whatever. Figure it, the power play goal, okay. The Hyman winner, whatever. Why'd you get dog walked? Oddly enough, the guys who had good games, Logan Stanley had a good game. Brendan Dillon had a great game. I like Sean Monahan. I like Nikolai Ehlers. No surprise there. There was a lot of good here. I will say this. One player I wasn't the most happy with, Tyler Toffoli, is looking like a little bit of a non-factor right now, and I need him to be a factor. Also, I do miss Gabe Vilardi, although he's apparently supposed to be back for the end of next week, so that's good to see. Yeah, no, honestly. Let's get into it. What time is it? Moose Watch! Moose Watch. So, oh boy. The Moose didn't play today, but holy shit, do I have Moose Watch news. You might have been looking around and seeing this clip of a guy on the Norfolk Admirals who got tossed for a game and slashed a player. And slashed a referee, sorry. Yup. That is Manitoba Moose defenseman Simon Kubasek. He did it on Friday, and he played in subsequent games on Saturday and Sunday, so I guess there's no suspension. However, people have been seeing it online, so there's been a bit of a media pressure on it. I just found about it through then. I don't check Norfolk games as often ever since Salmonen went down and Milic went up, because no disrespect to Salmonen, but I care more about what Milic is doing. But yeah, it was a weird game. It was them versus the Arendak Thunder. I think that's how you say it. So Kubasek gets ejected, goes ballistic, starts slamming on the glass as he's leaving, and then turns and slashes back at the boards where the ref is standing. So he gets tossed, and then other Fellow Manitoba Moose forward Mark Lewinsky also gets tossed for just reasons, while they pan to other Manitoba Moose forward Thomas Caron sitting peacefully on the side. That's the news. That's the only Moose news I have, but holy crap. That was Moose Watch. So, man, I don't know what to say. I'm getting nervous. Seat's getting real warm. I think winning the Central's out of our hands at this point. You got to get in second or third. Holy crap, do you need to stay in second or third? I'd like second for home ice advantage. I'll take third at this point. Nashville's trending upward, and we need Nashville to play a world beater because somebody has to send them down to earth or Nashville has to kill them. There's no in between. I need us to stay ahead of Nashville because if we are playing in the wild card as a wild card team, oh brother, biggity boy, we are in deep shit. We can still do it, but there are things that just need to work. We need to get things working, obviously. We have 10 games left. Here's a couple things that I would like to say. First off, here's the women's side of hockey here. Women! 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 Only thing I'd like to report mostly is that Toronto's pretty much locked up a playoff spot. It's almost inevitable. Montreal, Minnesota as well too. Toronto is close to clinching first, though. They had a big win the other night, and they've got a bit of a point lead here. It's also worth noting Boston and New York have fallen out of the playoff picture. Ottawa is the last seed that is the only one really up for debate. They have a good point lead, though, especially over Boston and New York. New York especially, I think Boston especially, actually. I think Boston's below New York. I could be wrong. I might be confusing the two. But it's the final 5 games, and there's still a lot of points, obviously, because wins are 3 points. Regulation wins are 3 points, and overtime wins are 2 points. But there's a lot left to be said, but most of it, the playoff picture is really starting to come into clearer view here. So, yeah, there's that. But yes, here are the things that I need the Jets to do for these last 10 games. 1, split up Kyle Connor and Mark Scheifele. No brainer. Especially if Gabe Vilardi comes back. If Vilardi comes back, I need to see the greatest line in the last 5 years for the Winnipeg Jets, which is analytically speaking, Ehlers, Scheifele, Vilardi. I need to see the top line cook. Number 2. 50-50 goaltending. I need this. Why do you have a tandem? Why? No. I know Hellebuck's going to win the Vezina. Yes, he is. You need a fucking tandem. Why did you get it? Why did you re-sign Laurent Brossoit? Because he's not going to play much in the playoffs, probably, unless drastic injury. Why did you sign him? You signed him to alleviate the workload from Connor Hellebuck. Laurent Brossoit should be a no-brainer to play against the Vegas Golden Knights, and half. I want him playing 5 out of 10. I don't give a shit if you think that means that you have a less chance to win. Doesn't matter. You're not, games aren't decided on paper, and you need to put faith in your goaltending tandem. Seriously, don't you dare burn out the Vezina caliber goalie before the playoffs. Before the playoffs. Number 3. Neil Pionk needs to sit a game. I can't stress this enough. Look at what a benching did to Nate Schmidt. It nearly revitalized his entire defensive scheme. Why did you trade a 4th-round pick for Colin Miller? Why did Logan Stanley come in for Dylan Samberg? Sammy's great! Put Sammy with Dylan. You got big boys on the back end there. And put fucking Miller with Schmidt if you have to. Run that. And Schmidt can play whatever side of the ice he wants. Seriously, these are not hard decisions. Also, and then the 4th thing, honestly, just keep running lines. Just run lines. And also, too, if you get to overtime, play fucking Nikolai Ehlers. Why is Nikolai Ehlers not out there in overtime? Why? And the only other thing I'd say for 0.5 or 6, figure out how to come up with big power play goals when you need them. Double minors and late power play goals need to result in exactly that, goals. Because in the playoffs, power plays are scarce sometimes. And honestly, technically speaking, there's more of them. Either way, you need to make the most of them. Because if you don't, your opponent will. So figure it out, get your shit together, and let's move on. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was informative and helpful. I hope you're all doing well. Comment down below your thoughts on this game. We're also going to be releasing a Star Wars video later today. If you could leave a like on that, I'd really appreciate that. We really like to put some effort into that. Thank you so much. Please subscribe and leave a like, and we will see you next time.
Nikolai Ehlers chips it through.